Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday, the 5th of December 2017. So yesterday, the pound putting in a buy signal. The market's been moving up in the longer term daily. And eventually we get a spike at one point. It looked like the trade was going to be stopped out as the market came back. And then we moved to the upside. And the reason for this was this news that came out of the negotiations, sought after UK Ireland agree on Brexit border deal, and then that's why you're seeing the pound move higher, and then trading sideways after hitting the scalp. We then see a sell signal in the afternoon. I didn't do this one as it was on the cusp, as they say. But the market moving lower, and the reason for this one was if we roll back up here, you'll see that somewhere, I missed it, there we go. We then see May and Juncker make joint statement, no deal today. So again, the reason why the pound then moved back and has been trading sideways ever since. News for today, we've got services PMI out, trade balance from the US, and ISM non-manufacturing, which Tuesday the market generally takes in all of the weekend news on a Monday. That's reflected in the prices, manipulated prices of course now, and then Tuesday can be fairly quiet. So we'll see how the morning pans out. Have a look at the pre-market session with the Dow and you'll see how things are going to fare. Also, something else to keep in mind this week, it's the non-farm payroll figures out on Friday. Again, we know that impacts the market as well. In the Dow for yesterday, as I mentioned yesterday in the implied volatility, the relationship between the underlying market and the implied volatility has become disconnected and out of sync, and this obviously has had an effect on the market as well. It's sort of the parabolic move to the upside is starting to worry some, and you can see here the market down yesterday tried to bounce the market back here, and then in the evening moved it lower once more, but did their best to actually try and get the market up from the start. You can see that mark down again, that bar coming off, staying in the lower third, buy, drive up higher, put in a new all-time high, and then we've got some potential weakness here, and then we see the market coming back below the 20 bar average, back below the 20 bar average there, and then moving lower. So in the daily chart, we've got a new all-time high in this market. Let's just mark this up. We've got 24,500, which is absolutely mind-boggling, given that just a few weeks ago we were sitting at 22,000. It is absolute insanity, but as you can see from the overnight there, the market is starting to move back towards the upside once more. What I would be inclined to do here is get the fib retracement and just click twice below it, or rather above it. There we go, with a 76% retracement, just to see where prices are likely to trade to. This is an area where you can expect a bit of resistance should the market continue to move back to the upside there. Definitely some profit taking around in the previous 2 days, Thursday and Friday. Friday and Monday. And like I say, watch the 76% area for prices here, moving back to the upside. And then finally, Bitcoin continues to move higher. You can see the new all-time high being made on the overnight for Bitcoin as well. Continues to move to the upside. You can see this in the 4-hour chart where we had the selling and then the buying came back. Market went through the 76%, and yesterday moved lower, but not enough. Let me just show you how volatile this market is. If we just mark this up here, you can see the scalp here is 200 points So it sailed through 200 points. There's no problem in moving the stop. Going short's pretty a scary thing to do at the moment in this market. Yes, it can pay off, as you can see here, but you've got to have tight stops. It's not one you want to see just left there. But 200, don't forget the spread on this at the moment is 60 points as well, so that is 140 points after you've taken the spread out as well. So the market's moving back to the upside there, and in the 60-minute you can also see the short side there. There were two which came down and hit the scalps, except that scalp's wrong. It's more this 100-point scalps on a 60-minute. These are things I'm testing at the moment. And again, you've got to remember that there's a wide spread on this at the moment. Hopefully, I've got news on this for you in a second. We'll see the spread start to narrow, and the reason for that is this. We go to here. Yes, the Chicago Board of Trade has beaten the CME, who are launching their futures contract on Monday the 18th for this next weekend. Drum roll, the Chicago Board of Trade announces Bitcoin futures to start trading on Sunday, with plans trading in Bitcoin futures beginning at 6 p.m. ET Sunday, so the Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m., which is about 11 p.m. GMT, if I got the calculation right there for New York. I think it's about 5 hours. So that's all coming on Monday, so it's going to be interesting to see how this impacts the market. The world governments don't like it, and you'll see as we go through here. And there's let's just have a quick look through. I'm not going to pick anything specific. The SEC, this is related to Bitcoin, wins injunction against ICO, organised by financial fraudster. Well, you'd expect to clean up the market there. And what else have we got? Stay away from the political side of things. Let's have a look. There were one or two things that I wanted to just bring to your attention. Perhaps it would have been easier if I'd have just cherry-picked them to begin with, instead of just rolling through these. Yeah, this, again, if you cast your mind back, several months ago in September, we talked about the US government having to increase the debt again, and it was postponed. I think they printed $1 trillion. No, they didn't print anything at the time. They managed to postpone it until December, so this is probably what this is referring to, their rebound as government shutdown fears grow. I forgot all about that, so that's triggered that. So I'll do a bit of research on that and find that. What else have we got? Oh yeah, well, here you go. For the first time in modern history, US government debt will surpass household debt. Shows you how good the government are and the central banks are at handling finances then, doesn't it? And this is a great article as well. This is the VIX options volume hits record high as equity correlation flashes red. This is what I've been talking about for the last couple of days. It's now making it into the alternative news. Certainly won't make it to the mainstream. But you can see here that traders bought and sold all-time record high of 3.15 million VIX options on Friday. So the highest on record there. And again, you can see this disconnect of the correlation between the VIX and the S&P as well. So something is adrift. And certainly, if you look at the statistics here, when this happened last time, 1998, that was the tiger economies. Stocks dropped 22%. We had the dot-com bubble, and of 2000, 1999, 2000, the market dropped 39%, 2007, 57%, and in 2011 we had 22%. We wonder which regime shift will occur this time, so let's wait and see. Yeah, so what they're saying here is, as a glimpse at today's market suggests that levered long S&P calls are being unwound, VIX down as stocks sink. What else have we got? There was something about Bitcoin which I saw earlier, but I think that's it. Yeah, we had went through that. Oh, I like this as well. This is a brilliant. I haven't read the article, but the headline is just brilliant. This time is different. It just ends the same, which I think sums it up beautifully. Where else have we got? Oh, hang on, that was a Bitcoin one, wasn't it? Nope. I did see one where there was economists coming out saying that it needs to be banned. Not the CBOT. Oh, this is an interesting one as well. If you've got record lows in shorts as well, it'd be interesting to see what happens to the gold price. No, there is some negative stuff again, but you'd expect that. To be honest with you, it's going to be interesting to see how Bitcoin fares after this next weekend. Exciting stuff on that one, just to see if they will try and ban this at some point as it starts to take hold. There was a great article actually that about Bitcoin. It said that all of the currencies were falling apart. It's just that Bitcoin is now favoured against the other fiat currencies, but as ever, can't see it. And I've waffled on long enough in this one. If you want to have a look at it, just go to Zero Hedge and have a scroll through, and you'll be able to find that one. Right, that'll do for this one. It's Tuesday. See how the markets are. It could be fairly quiet, but things still heating up in the background with Rocket Man as well, and the US. So who knows what could look quiet, could start to change things. But again, you'll be able to gauge it in the pre-market session. Actually, I just thought need to have a quick look at the implied volatility before we conclude. So let me just grab that. So the implied volatility up during yesterday's session once more. We go to 1161 from 1149. Not up too much given that the market moved lower. So probably a bit of relief actually, and it was already priced in as we see here. And again, that disconnect in the relationship that you saw earlier. Right, that'll do it for today. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.